Happy Pirate Wednesdays, everyone. I'm Alex.
I'm Esther.
I'm Juji.
And I'm Elijah.
And I have a random fact about me, and that is that me and Elijah Wood share the same birthday. Did you guys know that?
I had no idea.
Same what?
Birthday.
Oh.
We were both born on January 28th.
Same year?
No. He's at least like 5 or more years older than me, I think.
Yeah, I want to say he's like 32. Oh. I feel like he's 32. He looks 32.
That's cool.
I actually just watched a movie with him recently. That's why Claudia looked it up. She was more interested in his height, but then when she looked up his like information, it said the birthday thing, and she was like, "What?"
What is his height?
He's 5'6". Yeah, he's 5'6".
Okay.
Yeah, he just looks small. Sorry,
I thought he was shorter than that. I don't know why. It has.
Alex, you're gonna be 25. How's that feel?
Wait, what?
Wait, so he's the height that people call short, but is actually not that short when you're someone that's 4'11" like me.
when you're Juji and you're 4'11".
When you're shorter than Danny DeVito.
Wait, are you really?
Yeah, he's like 5 feet.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Danny DeVito's weird though.
So does anyone have a new this week?
Well, I got a fish tank.
You got a fish tank?
Yep.
A fish tank? What? No fish?
No. So my friend Alex is a marine biologist, and so she knows what she's doing when it comes to fish for the most part. She specializes in breeding fish. So,
okay.
I for a while wanted a pet, and my landlord won't let me have a cat or a dog. So I'm getting a fish. But
okay.
You should have got like a dragon instead.
If that were an option, I would get a dragon.
I mean, you could get like a snake or like a lizard, but
yeah, but like I don't want to be a snake person. Those people are weird. Sorry, snake people.
You know what? I'm a snake.
Nick's a snake person. What's
You're
wrong with that?
You're a snake person? Really?
Yeah.
No, Nick is.
But that's only because you only have to feed them once a
had a
week.
snake, remember?
One, I loved Nick, but that's my point, Alex.
He's a snake person.
He's a snake person. And don't get me wrong, like I've technically had a pet snake because Becca made me keep one in my bedroom, but
I remember when Mom found out about that.
Oh, Mom freaked out. Yeah.
Understandably. Yeah, but I remember when you guys were a lot younger and someone like Alex, one of your friends brought a snake to the house and let it like slither on the couch.
Oh yeah, it was Ross's ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
A corn snake.
She brought in a little tiny snake.
Yeah, the little guys.
I'd forgotten that she had a corn snake. But, back to my point. Yeah, so basically you have to prime the tank with certain bacteria so you don't kill the fish like instantly as you put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes about 2 weeks. So in a couple weeks, Alex and I will go to the pet store and pick out, she says I probably have room for 2 small fish and a bunch of little freshwater shrimp to kind of keep it clean. So that's what I'll end up doing. I might not get them all at once, but probably start off with the shrimp to kind of start off the environment and then add the fish afterwards.
Do you have any shrimp? Do you have any fish names in mind?
No, I'm gonna wing that. Whatever kind of like strikes my fancy as I see the fish. If it looks like an Esther, I'll name it Esther.
Good.
You know who's a good person to talk to about tanks and stuff?
Who?
Derek Irons. You should contact him on Facebook or get his number if you have any questions, because he's like super into that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's done I guess he's done a couple of small projects for like clients, but like that's what he wants to get into. Like he wants to get into like knowing like exactly how to make them. You know what I mean? Like watching out for like pH levels and like creating like little bio environments and stuff like that all like kind of like self-maintain. So he like reads up on all this stuff and knows a lot about it. So you should definitely, if you have any questions, like look and ask him.
Yeah.
He could tell you if you're doing something wrong or if like you could do something that would be cheap or better. to like keep them healthy. And
generally speaking, I mean, Alex knows her stuff, given that she is a marine biologist. But that's already like most of the things she's told me to do. I would not have even thought to do, much less have done. But I'll probably start off small with a little tank that I have. And then as long as I don't kill these things, then I definitely want to do some sort of really cool tank at some point. So I'd probably touch base with him at that point and see if I can design something custom. Maybe out of like an old TV or something, I'm thinking. But anyhow, what about the rest of you guys? What have you guys been up to?
I made a bow tie.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was awesome.
Has like a binary pattern on it.
It's very small. Did you mean it to be that small?
Kind of. I mean, I'm a small person, so I think it's okay.
Which means you didn't mean to make it that small, but it's okay.
I'm a small person. I have a small neck. It only fits me, and maybe kids.
Well, again, you're smaller than Danny DeVito, so
yeah,
probably good.
So I get a small bow tie.
This week I remained ill.
Really? You're still sick, huh?
Well, I just have the sniffles and like my ears stop working sometimes.
Stop working altogether. Work must be hell for you.
Sign language.
Yeah, I've had work a couple times. I was still sick and I took a shift for someone. Yeah, that's it. I was sick. I felt gross. Did a lot of online shopping. That's all I did this week.
Well, I was supposed to go tree tapping this weekend.
Oh, really?
At the Lewis farm. But the day they suggested, like, oh, go on a Saturday, like they're like done with such and such, they probably should be starting to like run the lines and stuff for like tapping the trees to make syrup. And I was like, all right, but that turned out like Saturday was like one of the coldest days we've had recently, like during the day. And like the wind chill was really bad and the roads were really bad because like we had gotten like an icing the night before.
Yeah.
So we ended up just not doing that because it didn't feel right.
That's a bummer.
That would have been my new this week. Oh, I actually have some other news though.
Oh, what's up?
What?
I got a job.
You did? Finally, you
I
lazy
did.
bum.
Huh.
Yeah, I got a
Wow.
job.
What kind
job?
of job?
Well,
Grocery
I have to
bagger?
take I have to take paid training first before I'm actually like officially like going to be working, but basically I'll be like a satellite technician. I'll be the guy who goes over to people's houses to set up their cable. The pay's not too bad and you get to have your own truck, which I thought was kind of cool. And I guess
Alex,
the way it
says
works
satellites on the side.
Yeah, I guess the way it works in Vermont is if, like, say you work for a company like that where you have, like, the company truck and stuff, you don't even clock out till you get home. I think it has to do with, like being that a lot of, like, businesses are so far away from residential, like, homes and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, you basically don't clock out until you get home, which is also kind of cool. Because, like, if I have, like, an hour drive or something from where I'm, like, installing, I still get to count that last hour driving home as like part of my work day, which is kind of cool.
That's definitely going to be an interesting job. I'm sure you'll have plenty of interesting stories from that.
I know. I'm sure I'll have new this week from that. All kinds of strange people and scenarios and things.
Yeah.
So is that it? Is that all we did this week? Esther was sick. Juji made a bow tie and Elisha got a fish tank.
Yeah.
Apparently.
That's pretty much it, huh?
Yeah, quiet week.
Well, I guess we'll go into our next segment, which is Let's Tackle a Topic. So this week's topic is, what was the worst or the best birthday you ever had? Explain why.
All right.
And actually, give me a little preface here. The reason I'm bringing this up is because obviously my birthday's coming up. I was thinking about birthdays. We're having some people up. Elisha's going to come up for my birthday this year.
And you're hoping this
stuff,
is not your worst birthday?
Yeah, I'm hoping that this goes well. No, I wasn't thinking negatively. I was actually thinking positively about it. But I was thinking about birthdays in general and stuff. So that's what got me thinking about it. But anyway, Elisha, you're going to say something?
Okay, so mine's probably a fairly short story for once, but when I was little, I was a big fan of Barney. I had the little Barney doll and everything.
Yeah.
And if you remember how Barney worked, he would always start off as a doll, and then he'd like magically turn into a big old Barney. And so my aunt had the great idea of
big
having
old terrifying,
her boyfriend
horrifying Barney.
dress as Barney, and then come to my party. And so he shows up at my party, and I have the exact opposite reaction that you would expect, but the exact reaction that you should have when a giant purple dinosaur shows up at your house. And I freaked out and cried and tried hiding. And then, of course, my best friend at the time, my longtime friend Ross, he did the opposite of me and went right up to Barney and started saying hi and telling him what his name was and like his address and his social security number. He was just super friendly with Barney. Total opposite.
We have this on video.
Yeah, there is actual video footage.
This is
We
why
should post it.
This is why you know it so vividly, right?
Yeah. That's
We
why
should
it's so
totally
vivid.
post it.
Yeah, like all the other
Post
things we
it,
said
yeah.
we were going to post.
Yeah, all right.
True.
Wait,
So
we're
you
starting
would
off
say
with
this is...
worst birthdays, right?
He said
Wait,
or.
well,
No, best
it
or
could be
worst.
either or.
One or the
Yeah.
other.
Doesn't have to be both. But
Oh.
Alicia, you would say this is a bad experience?
No, that was my favorite birthday. I loved being scared by Barney as a 6-year-old. That was great. It was.
Do you still have nightmares
fantastic.
about it when you...
All the time. Just Barney in general.
Yeah.
Anytime someone says "I love you" to me, I freak out. It makes relationships very, very weird. But I absolutely freak out. I'm like, "I love you, you love me," and I get in the fetal position. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Okay.
But after they
Explains
say
some
it,
things.
if they stick around, then they're a keeper. So it's good.
I've just
All
had
right, what
some
about the rest
pretty
of you guys?
awful experiences.
Gigi, what are you talking about? My birthdays have been amazing,
Oh yeah, yeah.
except for my.
Most
Okay,
of
so
them.
I guess my worst birthday is I think I was like in 1st or 2nd grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a birthday party at McDonald's Play Place, and nobody came.
One person showed up.
Only
so
one
sad.
person, only one friend came, but she didn't even. So like I invited everybody in my class at school, just like 20 or something kids, and the only person who came was a kid that was our next door neighbor and didn't even go to our school. So no one from my school or like any of my other friends showed up to the
Yeah.
party.
No.
And so the people at McDonald's had like this whole table set up with like cups and like seating places for everybody, and there's like 3 kids at the table, me, Joji, and this one girl.
That's
That was it.
so heartbreaking.
Yeah, I wasn't elementary school was the worst for me in terms of like having friends. I just couldn't make any. It was a rough time.
I guess so. Well, for those of you out there in 2nd grade, hang in there. It gets better.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember
Yeah.
there being a
Sorry
consensus
to
that either
give a
Esther was like...
depressing mood. Gigi, what was your worst birthday?
I don't even know. They're all none of them were really bad, but none
Okay,
of them really
then
stood out
that's-
to me as
well-
like the best either. So
Okay, what's
I
your
guess
most
this-
neutral birthday?
my most neutral birthday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Gigi's always neutral on her birthday.
Yeah.
I think she just kind of like sits around and like doesn't say or do anything, and people just give her gifts, and she's like, "Thank you."
I like invite a lot of people, and then I just kind of let them socialize and just sort of
You just
Chill.
watch them.
watch them.
You just sit in the
But-
corner and observe your friends talking to each other.
Well, there was one time in like 3rd grade, I think everyone I invited, they were just too crazy. I think even Elena like broke something because she was jumping on it, and it was I just kind of like went inside to think because I was just like, this too many people.
Your
Doing-
party
I don't
got
know
too
what.
wild.
Too
I had a
wild.
party that got too wild in 8th grade.
What happened with that party?
Oh, you all know. So I turned 14, so I had 14 friends come over.
Oh God.
They were
Oh,
all
yeah.
in, like, their own individual cliques. So there's, like, and they all, like, had their own issues going on, like, lots of different dramas.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this one group of kids, like, left my party just to walk down the street because they are all in, like a really angry mood for some reason. I don't know why, but they, like, all, like, were mad at me for something. Even though they were at my birthday party. There was, like, a group of girls, like, crying in the basement.
Sounds like a 14-year-old's birthday party.
There was like a few girls in the front of, like, in my front yard, like, trying to, like, what is it called? Like, I don't know, trying to do some weird, like, seance or something. It was really weird. Like, they were telling me that the girl across the street had, like, a demon in her, like this. And I was like, okay. And they just kept, like, saying, like, they were trying to, like put, like, a spell to protect my house. And so, like, there's, like, these two girls just, like, circling the house. There are people,
See, I always
like,
thought you had weird friends, but wow.
there was a group in my house that were, like, just eating and, like, snacking or whatever and, like, talking to Mom and Al.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was another group where they, like, I guess they were really depressed that day, so they were all just sitting around talking about how sad they were. And then I had this one friend who was completely by herself because she told me I didn't, like, give enough attention to her, so she went outside to, like, find all the neighborhood cats and hang out with them.
What is this? Oh my
She
God.
had one friend that to another said, "See you in heaven," and she went out the door and started going for a walk. And so the other friend was crying about it. And so I went over. I, like, rode my bike to meet up with her. And I was like, they're crying because they think you're gonna kill yourself or something. And she was like, I just went for a walk.
What?
What? Is this a dream? Are you sure this actually happened?
This happened.
This sounds like some sort of weird fever dream, or like if you
Yeah, it
took
does.
all like stereotypes of teenage girls having a birthday party and you put them all
See you in
together at
heaven.
once. Like there's all genres. There's drama. There's comedy. There's
God.
horror movie.
Oh my God. Yeah, pretty much.
I guess
Yeah,
the
there
cat,
actually
I think
was,
the
like, an
cat thing would
incident
be
where
like
the people thought there was a ghost because, like, someone turned off the lights and
That's
when they
why
turned
one
them
of the
back
girls
on,
was crying downstairs.
there was
Oh,
there was
God.
like a similar mark on random people's clothing.
Oh,
From,
was
like,
that the
a
same
Sharpie?
birthday party? I don't know if that was the same one. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
That was a different one. I had a different birthday party where this
Some of
girl,
his friends were the same though.
where we were, like, dancing in the dark and, like, with, like, a strobe light or something, and then we turned the lights on, and we all had, like ink marks on our clothing or our bodies, and we're like, what the heck, from, like, a random Sharpie. And then someone goes to the corner of the room and finds a Sharpie, like, on the ground.
It
And
was
it's
like it had stuff on top of it. Too.
it had stuff like pillows and stuff on top of it because we were, like, trying to find a marker. And she's like, "Oh, I found a marker," and we're all like, "Who? Like, did anyone draw on us while we were dancing?"
Some people thought it was a ghost.
And then we were like, "It's a ghost." And then everyone had, like, the same, like, sort of pattern where it was like dot dot dash or something,
Yeah.
like some weird Morse code thing. And I had it, like, on my pants, like on my jeans on the leg. So everyone, like, started calling them my ghost pants. And so I'd wear them to school all the time and, like, show them off.
Teenagers are
was-
weird.
that was eighth grade. Or, like, 7th grade, actually, I think. Because that wasn't the same birthday party.
I don't know. It might have been. I don't think that was.
No, because one of the friends at that birthday party I wasn't friends with in 8th grade. Yeah,
So-
my birthday parties have been eventful.
Yeah, it
And
sounds
Juji
like it.
doesn't remember any of hers.
Um,
Do you remember any, Juj? Do you remember?
I don't
Do you-
remember the one from this past
do you-
year.
Juji's never had a birthday ever.
Ever.
I don't.
We always
age.
just forget.
No, she doesn't. She just stays
don't
the same
age.
age. She's always been as big as she is now. Just always.
I just, like, popped out of nowhere from
Yeah.
an alien spaceship.
Do you know what that explains so much? An alien spaceship from Canada.
From Canada.
Oh boy.
Did you
That kind of alien?
did you have like a favorite birthday? Didn't you have a birthday where you, like, went somewhere with your friends or something? Or, like, you had it somewhere?
Huh?
like Chuck E. Cheese or like USA Skates
Oh, I can't remember.
or
Alright.
Six Flags or something.
Let's let her mold that over a
Laser
little
tag. Did you have a laser tag birthday?
No, I went to someone's laser tag birthday.
bit. All right,
And
Wow,
I was
geez.
like,
we're making
oh,
that count.
cool, laser tag. And it was on a Wednesday, and I was like, oh, cool, school night.
Juji's favorite birthday is somebody else's birthday.
So it happened on a Wednesday.
Actually, that's kind of like what I was gonna say, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because not that I haven't had good birthdays, but nothing like where it's like super funny or memorable. But I do remember one birthday party that we held at the house. It was for Sam. And we just got a bunch of friends. Like, I guess one of our friends like took him out for a ride for a while, and then came and we basically had like a surprise party set up for him. It was just like a dozen of us just hanging out. It was just a really good time.
Oh, I do remember that one friend got me an Adventure Time wallet, and every time I went to a store, it set off the alarm, which makes me think, did they shoplift that and give it to me?
But Juji didn't know for the longest time that it was her wallet going off.
Yeah,
so
I was like, why
she
does the alarm keep going off?
We just
And
thought
then
that she had a problem.
I was like in Staples when I found like one of those magnetic things inside of it that sets off the alarm, and so I just took it out and like put it on a shelf.
No, she placed it on something random in
No,
Staples.
it was on a shelf. It wasn't on something random. It was I didn't
put
want
it
to
on
be mean to
something.
someone. What?
I probably put it on something.
You probably went back and did that,
Probably.
but
But it was funny because we walked through Walmart and Mom would laugh every time Juji went off for like 2 weeks.
I can only imagine Juji's probably was freaking out.
just like, what's wrong?
I don't want to go to jail.
What's wrong with me?
Why do I keep setting alarms?
Because like
That was your worst birthday.
Juji's like laser focused with a lot of things, but there's certain situations that just like freak her out. And I can imagine that being one of those where she just like doesn't know how to function when that's happening.
But I have like a suspicion that I don't remember if it was Danny that got me it, but if it was him, it might have been shoplifted.
Huh.
Who knows? He's kind of sketchy in that way.
You got some great friends, Juge.
Grade A friends.
So what's everyone's favorite birthday?
Hmm.
Because Alicia, you said your worst one was a Barney one that you barely remember. So talk about one you remember.
Oh, I might pull a Juji and not remember my birthdays.
I feel like Alex was the one who always had friends over, and you didn't.
Yeah, no,
Ooh.
I, because like I don't know, Alex has always been the friend group sort of person, and I have a lot of different friends, but I don't usually hang out with them all at once, and I also don't usually like having parties for myself because I feel like I have to entertain everybody who's there, or like make conversations, and anytime you invite somebody that doesn't know anybody else, then you have to make sure that you're talking to them, and then you have some friends that.
Oh, that's like I was like strategically planned out who I was inviting because
Yeah, I would do that too.
because I was like, I don't want to like these people are mad at each other. I don't want them together. And it was,
Oh, well, it wasn't anything like
was
that. I
weird.
just I have certain friends that like I'm friends with them individually, but I'm embarrassed to bring them around other people. So, and so a party kind of highlights that. It's like, oh, that's the friend that doesn't do well with other people. All right.
okay, well, that same third grade birthday where like everyone was crazy. I invited like this kid that I had a crush on, but then I didn't want him to be the only boy at the party because I felt like it'd be awkward for him. So I invited some random like other boy from our class, and I was like, I think they're friends. So maybe
I've been
They
there, done
became
that.
friends that day.
Like literally,
Probably.
you invite one guy, you're like, oh, I want to invite this boy, and then you're like, oh, there can't be just one boy, so you invite a completely random other boy, and just be like, you know what, they'll become friends.
They're both boys.
They've
Boys
been
get
friends.
along,
Yeah, they're
right?
both boys.
I mean, I think they ended up being part of the reason that the party was too wild because they were like mischievous or something.
Yeah, parties can only handle one boy. The two boys
Yeah.
make it go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to answer Esther's question, probably, I think my 25th birthday was probably one of my favorites. I did actually invite a bunch of friends over from all sorts of different friend groups. And it wasn't just a celebration of my 25th, but it was also celebrating being done with school kind of all at once. And so it's just, I don't know, it was really nice to just have a bunch of people that I cared about all in the same room, kind of having fun and talking to each other, and it just ended up being a really good time.
Yeah, no, that was a good party. I think
I don't remember that.
Do you remember in the past when we used to do like airsoft matches and things like that?
Yeah, I do. I had forgotten that we
Of course,
did
When
my-
you shot me with
parties.
remember when you shot me with a BB gun, with those metal beads, and I bled on the shoulder, and I ran inside and told Mom.
Who are you talking to, me or Elisha?
Alex, you always beat me up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Alex, obviously it's you. You've been like
I don't believe
hitting
it.
her with things since she was like the day she was born.
Yeah, and then I hit Gigi in return.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it made Juji a stronger person, didn't it? Which is my plan the
Maybe.
whole time.
So to make Juji, who's naturally an introvert, a stronger person, you intentionally abused Esther so that Esther would abuse Juji so that Juji would
Yes.
be strong. Wow, that's...
It's trickle
Thanks a
down
lot,
economics.
Alex.
Okay.
I'm impressed. That's elaborate.
Now I know why I am the person I am today.
No, that has nothing to do with the person that you are today.
no, you were like that the day you were born.
Yeah.
Judge, you don't remember the day I was born. You weren't there, so don't talk about it.
Whoa.
Elisha and Alex can talk about it. They were there. They held me.
All
I
right,
didn't get held by you. You never held me in your life.
I held you one time, like maybe a couple weeks ago.
Why?
What?
When?
No, I think I was there for that because you were like, look, Juji can pick me up now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Any other birthdays we wanted to talk about?
My best birthday.
What's that?
Yeah, what's your best
My
birthday?
best birthday was my 18th birthday. Because I was like about to graduate high school, and I like, so all my life I've always planned my birthdays, and like somewhere along like high school, I used to like, I had like a bunch of friends, like randomly in different places, and I would see friend groups like throw each other surprise birthday parties, and I'm like, huh, this is weird. This is like this would never happen to me because I'm not in like one of those friend groups. But for my 18th birthday, actually, Madeline, my best friend from high school, threw me a surprise birthday party, and that's the first and only surprise party I've ever had. So that's like, that kind of marks my favorite birthday, only because it's like the first time that like people have planned out like a birthday for me. And it was just great. It was a great night, and it was at Madeline's house. And I literally had no idea it was gonna happen, which is really awesome too. And I guess they went out to like the dollar store and bought like random birthday stuff, but they couldn't find like any like the only kinds of decorations they could find were like cars and stuff. So there was like a bunch of like birthday hats with like pictures of like cars on it, and like they got me a cake and from this vegan gluten-free bakery, but they kind of spelt my name wrong on it.
The person that made the cake wrote "Happy Birthdays, Esther."
So they spelled birthday and they spelled Esther wrong.
What?
But
Best birthdays ever.
it was like they put an F at the end of birthday. Right?
No. It was AES or something like that.
And okay, it was wrong. It was just
They put
completely
an F
wrong.
in Esther.
So I guess he like messed it up, the guy who like decorated it, and gives it to them. It's like, hey, like I just want to let you know I messed up the cake. And they looked at it and were like, it's fine. And so they just kept it. But honestly, I loved it. It tasted really good too, so that's all that mattered. It was
Yeah.
really funny. And I don't know, it was just nice. That was my best birthday.
So the next segment would be Ahoy, it's a pirate song. I think. And
Yes.
so this week, the song I am recommending is Drunken Lullabies by Flogging Molly, off of either the EP or the album Drunken Lullabies. I can't tell. But yeah, it's I don't necessarily think it's directly a pirate song, but it, like most of Flogging Molly's stuff, it has a very piratey sort of feel to it. You can't help but feel like you should be swashbuckling, whatever that means. But yeah, so that is our latest addition to our now posted playlist on Spotify called Ahoy, It's a Pirate Playlist. So that check that out. I've posted it up on Facebook and on our Twitter. Next segment, we actually have a quick listener question this week. This one comes from Esther's girlfriend, Sam. And Sam's question is, does Alex have a butt chin?
Oh, man. Why is this a question?
Because it, I don't know, it came up, and we tried looking at your Facebook, and all your Facebook pictures have you with a beard. Like, we looked at all of them, and like we even
This
went
is
back to when you
important,
were a
Alex,
child.
because we all have one. And if you don't have one, you're not our real sibling.
It's a good thing my MySpace isn't still active.
Come on, I just need to know.
What?
So it's a yes or
Seeing us
no
in
question.
suspense.
It's literally a yes or no question.
We'll never know.
I gotta know.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes?
I heard a yes.
I heard a yes too.
Alright, cool. Alex has a butt chin. Alright, well, now that we have that question answered, Esther, I'd like to thank our two listeners, our mom and our Uncle Richie, for tuning in as always. Esther, want to let the folks at home know where they can find us and how they can send in listener questions and suggestions.
You can find us on Instagram, SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and iTunes at Pirate Wednesdays. You can also contact us, piratewednesdays@gmail.com, and you can find us on Twitter at Pirate Wednesday without the S. And don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave comments, and everything. There you go.
Cool. I don't believe I have anything to promote this week unless you guys do.
Nope.
Any friends
Nope.
doing anything interesting? Nope. Alright, well then, Jude, you want to sign us off?
Don't forget to shave your belly with a rusty razor.